I'm heading south to Dixie, gonna drink my weight in whiskey, gonna find me a banjo player, I'm gonna take him with me, gonna find a crowd that gets me, full of his history, I'm gonna roll to the hill of banjo. Yeah, I'm heading south to Dixie. Good evening, guys. So I just did that song up for you. I am heading south to Dixie. So I'm heading south here in just a few days. I'm going to head down to Florida. I think a lot of you folks are already down there for Bike Week and such. There's a lot going on down south, but I think Bike Week is what the biggest draw is. Daytona Bike Week. It really is like one. If there's two classic motorcycle and events, it's Daytona Bike Week and it's Sturgis. And of course, the first one of the year is Daytona Bike Week. So it beckons to all of us. I think especially if you live in the north like I do. So coming from Pennsylvania, it's like you get to put winter behind you and just go down south, and it's like you usher in the summer weather. The further south you go, the better it gets. Daytona Bike Week is awesome. So I'm looking forward to heading south. Hopefully you make it out there as well. Wyatt, good evening. I see you in the chat once again. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Sick Bastard. What's up, man? Good evening. Welcome to the chat. I don't have a whole lot of stuff like written down, but I do have a couple notes. I'm going to go over them, and I wanted to do this live stream. Honestly, with the live streams, I've been kind of cutting back from them because I wasn't getting much feedback with it. I think the channel is just a little bit too small to jump into it full-fledged, but there's no reason I can't get on and just do a little simple chatting with y'all, you know what I mean? So, absolutely, man. I'm glad you're here. Whether there's 10, 20... or it's just the three of us, I think, right now. It's going to be a good time. I'm not going to make it real long or anything. I'm just going to talk a little bit about kind of the events coming up and, kind of touch base with you. I think it's good for the channel. These live streams are definitely going to be a part of the future of this channel. I love doing the live streams. I never want to stop them. But ultimately, I think we want a little bit more of a crowd. I think so. That way it's more active in the chat. So let me do this. I'm in Pennsylvania. So that's where that's coming from. But if you could do this, there's two things. If you're in the chat, interact in some way. That's like a thumbs up or a comment in the chat, something like that. And number two, if you're just happy to hang out in the wings and just observe, I want you to know that that's cool too. Your viewership, just being here is enough. So thank you guys for that support. Simple enough. Just being here is good enough. So thank you for that. So I don't want to rush into this. I kind of wanted to give it just a minute or two so people could realize it's live before I jump into my list here and such. So if you have any questions, shoot them at me. Sick. I am in Pennsylvania, right about the middle. So right in central Pennsylvania. Little town called Lewistown. That's where I'm at. So I'm looking forward to heading south, man. We've had, we had winter here. You know what I mean? So we've been fortunate, though. I'm not going to complain because this year has been kind of mellow. Been able to get out on the bike a little bit, even though it's the winter months. You know what I mean? I've still been able to get out. So not complaining at all. I think we won. We had a pretty mild winter, so I'm cool with that. So I got to do a lot of fishing and stuff, and I'm big in the fishing thing. I got a little boat and take people fishing on it and stuff, so I do that a lot. But it's been nice to just be able to tinker around in the garage and get the bike out. You know what I mean? Well, let me do this. I'm going to go ahead and start. I know it's just a couple of us. But hey, I've played shows for less people because I've played just with me in the room, right? So let's go ahead and I'll kind of go through this. I do have a couple songs on my website. The one that I introed right there, I just recorded that the other day, kind of messing around. I wanted a little intro for the beginning. If you guys go to my YouTube and you listen to a couple of my songs, give me some feedback and stuff. That stuff is all appreciated. I really want to know when I do something you guys enjoy. If you don't really enjoy it, you can keep that to yourself. But, try to narrow down what you guys do like, and I'll try to do more of that. And I appreciate that positive feedback. I really do. I think you guys understand why I'm saying it like that. If you're online at all, you know exactly why I'm saying it like that. Good evening, Matt. 9 mils on 2 wheels. My buddy Matt, all the way from Texas. Good evening. So the forecast. Up here in Pennsylvania, it's actually looking like the temperatures are going to start coming down. The temperatures in Pennsylvania declining is a bad thing because that gets in the way of me traveling south. So I am watching the weather to know which day I should actually cut out and head south. But right now, it looks like the 8th. The 8th is a Friday. By then, it gives me all week to get my stuff kind of tightened down. I pretty much have everything laid out that I'm going to take with me, but getting everything kind of tied down to the bike and kind of getting mentally ready for a long stretch on the highway, that's probably just as important. So by Friday, those wheels need to be turning because it's looking like Saturday and Sunday for me. The temperature's going to drop and there's actually snow in the forecast. It's probably not much, but still, I don't want to be riding the bike if there's, even a half inch of snow on the ground. And even for just your fingers, you don't want to be out there if it's the temperatures are too low. So Friday is D-Day for this guy. So as of Friday, I'm going to be heading south. My first push is going to put me down into Maryland. I have some friends that live right in Roanoke. So I'm hoping to make it to Roanoke, my first push. And then, the next days after, over the weekend and stuff, probably down to about Georgia or something like that. So next week sometime, I'll be arriving in Florida. And all y'all who are in Florida ahead of me, make sure you know that I'm coming. Maybe we can connect, get together and do something. So there's a couple southern Florida, the Florida events that I'm going to miss out on. One that I really hate to miss on is Burning Bike, which is going to be this weekend, which I won't be there yet. I'm going to be just a little bit behind. I think, am I wrong on this? But I think that Daytona Bike Week is starting at a goofy week this year. It seems like it's a week early. And I don't know if Burning Bike is doing like they followed suit and they moved back a week also. I'm not sure. It just seems a little bit goofy to me this year. It doesn't line up with my my panhead party that I got to make every year. So it does seem like it's a little bit off. Nonetheless, I'm heading south. We're going to Florida. Going to usher in this riding season finally. It started Friday? Yeah? Okay. All right. And it's 2 weeks long. So if it started Friday, that's one weekend, the next week, and then it wraps up. Yeah, it seems like it should be starting this Friday, but they started it last week. And I only say that it seems like it because of my buddy who he's got this private party he does, and I have to make it. I can't miss that one. They get a bunch of old Harleys together, and they just hang out. He calls it the Panhead Party, and it's pretty awesome. Jerry, good evening. Blue Pan Jerry, he's going to be there. Yeah, so Jerry knows that we're hanging out, and fortunately, Ross gave me free reign of the stove, and it was my honor to cook some eggs and make some breakfast for people as they were coming in the house. I call it the hangover breakfast. Number 51. I'm going to be there, buddy. You bring the harp. I'll bring the 6 strings. We're going to jam. We're going to do it. It's going to be a great time, man. I can't wait. And I know it's a private party, so I'm not going to see a lot of you guys there. It's because it's just this group of awesome guys who just kind of caught up out on the highway and stuff. Old motorcycle loving enthusiasts, you know what I mean? But if you're one of my YouTube friends, we need to connect. Even if it's just for a slice of pizza or something like that. I might make a run down to Forgotten Angels one day just to connect with some folks and maybe, just get together and do something for a little bit. So I'm not cutting that out. I, of course, love you guys, and I don't want to miss you. So I'm going to see you whenever I get down there. Yeah, Jerry, I'll see you very soon, buddy. See you very soon. Can't wait, man. Can't wait. I cannot wait. So I'm leaving on the 8th, and I'll probably arrive down there maybe like on Monday or Tuesday or something like that. I'll probably linger in Georgia, though, because I got a buddy in Georgia. Anyways, I got some buddies down along the way. I'm going to time it out and not be rushed. And actually enjoy the ride. I hear about people just crushing miles. You know, that's not this guy. I like to go out and feel the miles. I like to stay places and visit friends. I move through the country easy. I don't believe in crushing miles. I don't think that's how it's supposed to be done. I enjoy the ride. If you don't enjoy the ride, why are we on two wheels? I enjoy the ride. I make sure I do it the right way as far as the way I figure. Yeah, don't rush. I agree, man. I'm getting chimes here, and I'm not sure why. Where'd that come from? Oh, okay, I see. All right, so that's the forecast, travel plans, and I should share this with you guys. I don't know if you know this, but I do have a website. It's pretty simple. It's just randallrydes.com, and I'm showing this to you because if you guys ever want to check it out, you can just go to the calendar and scroll down, and you can see where I'm going to be for the months to come. There's March, there's April, and May. I think after being south in Florida, the next major trip that's even on the schedule, that's on my radar that I plan to try and make here to work out some gigs and actually be there, is Myrtle Beach in South Carolina. It's right in the middle of May, so I don't know if you guys are going to plan to be around there for that, but that's the one that's coming up after Florida. But I guess I'm just showing this to you so you know that I have a website. There it is. It's randallrydes.com. It's pretty easy to find. It's not a big deal, but thank you for that. Hey, I did want to say thank you for something really special. Underneath every one of my videos, I have Amazon links, so affiliate links. A lot of people have been following those, and I really appreciate that. My videos and my channel are growing so much faster than I ever could have hoped. And the people who are sending donations and things like that to help me out, it's been incredible. It really has been incredible. So thank you guys for all of that, specifically for those Amazon affiliate links. You guys are following those. If you're not familiar, they're underneath every one of my videos. You just click it and it takes you to Amazon. And when you do your shopping, Amazon sends me a little commission. It's not much, but it's growing into something. But I'm seeing that activity increase, and I thank you guys for that. Appreciate it. Veteran Biker saying, oh, to ride in some good weather. Soon, I hope. It's coming, buddy. It's coming. And we really shouldn't complain, right? This year has not been terrible. We've snuck in at least 1 or 2 days each month. So we're making it through. Up north here, that's part of the dance, I reckon. That's part of the dance. So I did want to do what I was calling a songwriter's kind of like tutorial class kind of thing. And you can actually look on my channel. I did a live stream specifically about songwriting, and I called it Roles to Write By. It wasn't a very big hit. Most of you, I think, you're not songwriters, you're not musicians and stuff, so I don't think it really fed you guys. When you guys saw it came up a notification, it wasn't a very big deal to you. That's fine, that's cool. So I do plan on doing that for the songwriters and the people who are interested in the music. And I am going to call it Roles to Write By. And I'll give you a quick synopsis of what that will look like. But simply put, I don't want it to discourage people from writing the way they write. So I just want it to be kind of like, call it a window into my thoughts whenever I'm writing a song. And maybe some of that can, like, inspire somebody else to do their thing too. Ultimately, I don't want y'all to create the same way I create. That's not what that's about. It's really just sharing. It's just sharing and kind of like encouraging one another. So the rules to write by are pretty simple. I broke them down and I made 10 rules out of it. And I'm going to do a couple videos on it. The first video is just going to be on one of the rules because without that one, there is nothing else. And it's where to start. And where to start idea is just that. It's an idea. and it's real vague and nebulous, and it can come to you and influence you in many different ways. But simply put, an idea can be about a picture you have in your mind of the perfect ride or something like that. And then you want to write a song about it. But it has to be something very vivid and something, I think, with some emotion attached to it. So something very good or very bad that you can write a story about. But I talk about that first role because without that one, there is nothing else. So that's going to be a whole video all by itself. And I'm going to call it the introduction to the roles to write by. Now, I'm going to do 3 other videos behind that, so it's going to be a 4-video series. And the first one after that, so this is video number 2, actually, it's going to cover the first line, so that opening line is very important, right? Know what you know. This is stick to things that you are familiar with, because I think people are very perceptive. They will know if you're talking about something you don't know much about. So stick to what you know. And 3, ABC, always be composing. As a musician or as a writer, as an artist of any type, you know that it's not something that stops. You don't know where the inspiration is going to hit you, so always be ready for it. And then I'll go into more detail. That's going to be like video number 2. Then video number 3, the 3 rules of it, 3-3-3. That's actually a rule, 3-3-3. 3 seconds into the song, 30 seconds into the song, and 3 minutes into the song. These are key moments to be able to reach and connect your audience. You have to focus on them. I talk about those. Still on video number 3 here, this is the second rule. Keep it music. Keeping it music is just about like keeping it rhythm, melodies, and a little foot stomp to it, or whatever it is. You keep people engaged rhythmically, melodically. It's music. Never forget that it's just music, man. Just let it be. And then the third rule in the third rule is write for others. I think sometimes we get into this place, we think we need to close ourselves in a little closet and get into this dark place to write or create something, but that's not really it. Music is supposed to be interactive. When I sing or I play, it's for you guys, and you get feedback from the people you're surrounded with. So it's about making connections, not just in business. I'm talking about making an emotional impact on those that are hearing your song. And I talk about details on that. And then the final video, again, 3 rules in it. The first one is banana. My kids always loved this one. I always say banana words. Like if I were to say a whole sentence of words and then say banana and then a whole bunch of words afterwards, what's the word you remember? Banana. You don't want to use banana words because it distracts people from the message and such. So it's one of my simple rules, and I'll go into detail about that in the video. And the X factor, that's the next rule. The X factor is something above and beyond the creative part of writing the song. There's something special about it that makes it that next level. So it's one thing to just tell a story and then the story end. That's without the X factor. But if you tell a story and at the end of it, there's something you add to it that brings you a new perspective on the story you just heard, now you've created an X factor. That's very important. If you can do this. And then finally, the very final thing you got to do with a song, it shouldn't be any surprise to anybody out there. I don't care if you're a musician or not. Finish strong. This is why the operatic singer at the end of it just finishes on that high note right at the end with all that power and gusto. You finish strong. So you impact somebody in a big way right at the end of the song. So those are some of those roles that I'm going to go over. I'm going to create a whole series of videos on roles to write by. And these are simple roles that I've put together over the years for writing music. I am a songwriter. I have over 40 songs copywritten through U.S. Congress, and I probably have about a dozen more that I'm behind on. Actually, I should have them copywritten. So I'm always writing. Of course, I'm always composing because that's one of my roles. But that's it. So looking forward, that's what this channel is going to be. I'm going to focus a lot more on writing and playing music and such, but you're always going to have the content of writing involved. Let me take a breath there. I wanted to get through all those rules for you so you understand where I'm coming at. where I'm coming from or where I'm going forward, moving forward with the channel. So, as Don McLean says, write to a good story with feelings and then add the tune. I think that sounds good. That sounds real good. I like that. You know, something that's, if you're an artist, it's easy to like make it seem like it's bigger than it is too. I don't know if this is a rule, but it's an observation that it's just not that serious, man. I tell you, people have said that to me. When I write songs, they come from a deep core kind of place. It's very rare that you get a light-hearted song out of this guy. Usually they're pretty deep and they come from that place, you know? And oftentimes, probably the biggest, I think, positive critique that I've gotten from people is that it's not that bad. So when I write a song that's kind of a soft piece, something that's more uplifting and stuff, honestly, I think it comes out sounding like a sad person wrote a happy song. And I think it's disgenuine. I think people pick up on and they see the difference. The intro song that I played for you guys, it's called South to Dixie. And I'll play it again here right at the end before I say goodbye. But South to Dixie is written about I'm going south because, you know, she messed me up and I just want to get away from it. And when I go south, I'm not going to be thinking about her or anything. It's just going to be me and the Harley and the highway and no thought of her. X factor is the fact that she's the reason that I'm doing all that. It's me lying to myself as I'm running from the problem. The problem's right there with me. So it's of course it's upbeat and it's got the nice little foot tap to it, but the story, the message in it, it's a sad person writing a happy song. It's still, so it comes across. I think that one hit pretty good, and I'll play it for you here right at the end before we say goodnight and such. But I want to stream for another 10 minutes or so. I wanted to touch base with you tonight, but good evening. And hey, I'll say it. If no one else has said it yet, let me be the first one to. Welcome to this year's 2024 riding season. You made it. Welcome. So if you have any questions for me before I sign off, shoot them now. Forever hold your peace. If you haven't done the thumbs up, check your sub, all that stuff. But guys, if you're just hanging out, I'm glad you're here, man. Just hang out. It's all good. I'm actually surprised. I didn't think I'd have this much feedback in the chat. So thank you guys for hitting me up in the chat. All right, I'll tell you what. Let me hit this play. Let me hit play on this song. It's South to Dixie. And guys, this is just a clip from it. I know it's only a minute long, so I don't have the full song to play for you. I just haven't written it. I see some questions coming through. I'm not going to miss you. But when I wrote this song, it was just to put into one of my vlogs. But I'm going to play that snippet for you in just a second. SB, what was my biggest musical inspiration? Could I only have one? It's interesting. I'm actually careful about who I listen to because I influence easily. I do actually pick up on things pretty quick, and it's kind of a curse because if you listen to the wrong stuff, you're going to start to pull those things almost subconsciously. But group songs, we're talking about like, let's say, what could I say? I consider myself very country. I'm currently playing for a bluegrass group, and so I do stick close to my country roots, and I never turn down the opportunity to play bluegrass. Bluegrass, there's something really special about it, guys. If you're not listening to it, you really should. There's something really special about it. But so I'm going to just simply say country music has been very influential, and I want to say the older, the better. Though I will say you can get a little bit too old for me. So not quite all the way back. Not quite all the way back. But I do like some old country. As Merle Haggard used to say, though, we'll play 2 more fast ones, and then we'll play a good one. And I subscribe to that. Yeah, that's a good song title. I like it. So Veteran Biker says he's been out on the bike 2 times this year. So in the last 3 months, or two months, you've been out 2 times. But you had to get the heated gloves out. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't have heated gloves, but yeah, you do what you got to do to get out on the highway. But hey, man, you were doing it. You were out there. You were out there. You still got it done. Just, I had to take shorter rides. I had to stop, to get my dexterity back. That's part of it. Pans roll, Blue Pan Jerry. You're right, buddy. Have a good night, my friend. I'll see you very soon. See you very soon. Good night. Americana all the way. Yeah. Very good. Very good, guys. Well, let me play this one for you. It's a little bit more rock than it is Americana, I'll say. But I'm going to play this one for you, and then I'll say goodnight to you right at the end of it. So thank you guys so much for tuning in for this simple live stream. Just wanted to outline a little bit what's coming up ahead. And if you haven't done so yet, go watch my newest video on YouTube, and it's simply called South to Dixie. I think I need to turn it up for you, don't I? It's funny because I had such a good intro to that, and I see that I had it muted for you. So here we go. South to Dixie, guys.
I'm heading south to Dixie, gonna drink my weight in whiskey, gonna find me a banjo player, I'm gonna take him with me, gonna find a crowd that gets me, full of his history, I'm gonna roll to the hill of banjo. Yeah, I'm heading south to Dixie.
And that's it, guys. I'm going to say goodnight with that. And if I missed any of the comments, my apologies. My phone number is on my website. You can give me a call or shoot me a text anytime. I'll see you out on the highway, guys. Much love, much respect. Good night to you. Good night.